Hey guys, it's Shanice. Welcome back. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, make sure to watch my other videos, and make sure to stay tuned. Today's video is going to be a review on The Anti-Boyfriend by Penelope Ward. I just finished reading this book a day ago, and it was so good, so I'm really excited to get into this review. So I was lucky enough to get an ARC from Penelope and Give Me Books PR, and I would really like to thank them because this book has, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to read this book since she announced it. And yeah, I was really excited to read it, and it did not disappoint me. I love all of Penelope's books, but this one was just so freaking good. She never disappoints, so I'm very excited. I was very excited, but I'm even happier now because I got to read it and I loved it, the story, and it totally took me out of a slump. I was in a really bad book slump, but it completely took me out, and I am excited to read again. And I kind of wish I could go back in time and start reading it again because it was just so freaking good. But let me get into the review anyway. Yeah, so by the way, guys, if you see me looking here or here or here, it's because I'm so used to looking at myself in the camera. I'm trying to not do that. I'm trying to look at the actual camera so it doesn't look weird when you guys watch this. So if you see that, just ignore it. Anyway, so first let me tell you about the book. So the book is called The Anti-Boyfriend, like I said, and it is about this single mother, 𝐀𝐍𝐓𝐈, and her neighbor, Deacon. And let me read the blurb, okay? I'll read it. Wait, do people read blurbs in videos? I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. I'm gonna read it anyway and I'll ask my friends later. Okay, anyway. If people don't read, if my friends say that they don't, I'm not gonna put this in. But if they do, then this gets in. Okay. At first, my neighbor Deacon frustrated me. Sure, he was good looking and friendly, but our walls were thin. And on occasion, he'd bring women to his place and keep me awake while he entertained them. As a single mother to an infant, I didn't appreciate it. So finally, it was my turn. When my daughter wouldn't stop wailing one night, Mr. Manhor came knocking on my door. Miraculously, at the sound of his voice, Sunny stopped crying. And when he held her, she eventually fell asleep in his arms. Deacon was rough on the exterior, but apparently on the inside, Mr. Single and Ready to Mingle was a baby whisperer. After that night, we became friends. He'd go for coffee runs, come over to chat, normal friend stuff. But over time, our conversations ran deeper. We got closer, until one night we crossed the line. Our friendship turned into a complicated mess. I'd gone and fallen for a guy who'd sworn off commitment and kids. I knew Deacon was starting to care for me too, even though Sunny and I didn't fit into any plan he'd ever imagined for himself. He was wrong for me. So wrong that I dubbed him the anti-boyfriend. Then why did I wish more than anything that I could be the one woman to change him? I love this book, guys. I loved this book so much. Like, okay. I wrote down notes because my head cannot stay straight. Okay. First, 𝐀𝐍𝐓𝐈 was such a good heroine. Not only was she like shy because, you know, she found him hot, so she was a bit shy, but she was so strong. Like her backstory, everything, like she was so freaking strong. She was so kind. She was funny, like so funny. This one was hilarious. I loved her. I just loved her. She's just so honest. I love characters who like are just so like blunt, but so real, I should say, I guess. She was just so real, and I just loved everything about her. I loved everything. She, I don't want to give any spoilers because this is gonna be a no spoiler review. I just loved her. And Deacon, he was hilarious also. He was such a nerd and so funny and so silly. I loved everything about him. he made me laugh so much, and he was so caring. Like, I was like, truly, I think Karis kind of felt the same way, and I guess that's what Penelope was purposely doing. But I kept being like, okay, when is he gonna be a dick? Like, when is he gonna be mean? Not mean, but like a dick, you know? When is he gonna be rude? It never came. He is the sweetest guy ever. And not like sweet step all over me, but like sweet, like, I care about you. I'm a good guy. I'm a nice guy. And I loved that. And I loved it so much. And I really, really loved that they were friends. I like that they built a friendship first and then it became something else. And yeah, just like they have these really cute text scenes in the book. And oh my gosh, they're hilarious. Like, their banter is everything. Like, I could not stop giggling. My face was red so many times from laughing, from other things. It was just so good. Penelope really, really did it. She is so well at like banter and conversation and sexual tension. Like, she does those three like nobody else. It was so well done. I love everything about it. So Karis's daughter, Sunny, she is the cutest baby ever. I can't. There is this one song, I'm not going to give any details about why the song, but there's a very important song in the book, and it's How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees. And fun fact, the Bee Gees is actually one of my all-time favorite groups. Like, I love them so much. I've loved them ever since I was a kid. So when I seen that the song was in the book, I was like, oh my god, like, how weird. I love that song. So I kept playing it over and over again until the book was done. And it was just so good. And I just keep saying it's so good, but it's true. Like, I just was blown away every single time. Penelope, I really don't think Penelope Ward has ever let me down. She is such a phenomenal author. If you have not read her, I do not know what you're doing. She is such a good author. She writes such amazing characters. Like, I don't think I've ever read a book of hers where I'm like, oh, this character is just like this character. Every character is so different. And also, I haven't read every single one of her books, so I can't like exactly say that. But from what I have read so far, I only have like 4 books of hers left to read, and then I would have read her entire backlist. But anyway, I've never read it like one where a character is even the same. You know what I mean? So I think she's so good at writing characters and writing stories. And every time there was a few times in the book where I was like, oh, I think I know where this is going. And then it wouldn't happen. And I'd be like, oh. And then there's like a plot twist and you're like, oh. So like, so good. So good. I can't like. So obviously Deacon and Sunny, the baby, have a few lots of scenes together. And oh my gosh. Guys in books with kids just make my ovaries flourish. I was like, I'm not even kidding. I was literally like, so many scenes I was like, my ovaries, I can't take this. Like, it was just too much. My heart, my soul, my ovaries were like dad material, amazing man material. Like, oh my, book boyfriends just do it best, I swear. Anyway, he was just everything. I loved his scenes with Sunny. I loved his scenes with Karis. I love that Sunny was such a huge component of the story. She wasn't just like, you know, just there to cry. No, she is such a personality, even though she's just a baby. Oh, yeah. But anyway, I loved her. She was the most precious baby ever, and I cannot wait for you guys to read about her and read about Karis and read about Deacon, because they are just I just love them. I love them, and they are for sure 1000% going on the top of my list for characters and story. Like, this book was so good, and I'm so excited for everybody to read it, because I've been dying to see what other people think of it, because sometimes I feel a little bit biased when it's authors that I love so much, and I'm like, damn it, like, am I being biased? But genuinely, I loved this book so much. I'm so excited for everybody to read it. It comes out August 31st, so that is today when I'm posting it. It'll be today. So if you haven't read it yet, go read it now. Go get it. I think you guys are gonna love it. Get it on paperback or just buy it. but the paperback is gorgeous. So this isn't the like official paperback. The official paperback is glossy. This isn't matte, obviously. You can see. But I won this one in a giveaway on Penelope's group, which is called Penelope Peeps, or Penelope's Peeps, and I won it. So this is a fake copy. Just 1 year is actually on the inside. So yeah, it's not really, it's just like a copy that they give to the authors, like the public, like the people who do the books. But anyway, so thankfully I got this so I could show you guys in the video, but I'm for sure going to be getting it on Amazon the day it releases, August 31st. I cannot wait for you guys to read it. Like, it's so good. These are 3 of her other single parent books that I brought up to show you guys. Mac Daddy, that I've read. Mac Daddy by Penelope, duh. Also, Dear Bridget, I Want You, and then Room Hate. So with the Room Hate, it really reminded me, like when I was reading this book, it really reminded me of Room Hate, because not the exact same, like I said, no character's the same, but the baby with like the baby component very much reminded me of Room Hate. And then it also reminded me of this book, Neighbor Dearest, like with the neighbor vibes. Very much reminded me of that. It was literally like the best of both worlds put together. Like, it was so, I keep saying it's so good, but it was so good. I just can't stop saying that. Anyway, it was literally like the best of both worlds. Put these 2 together, this is your baby. I swear that is it. Like, I don't, it's amazing. If you guys do want to read Neighbor Dearest, this is the order that I would recommend you read it in. So Stepbrother Dearest first, then Room Hate second, and then Neighbor Dearest last, and then Jaded and Tied. It's this novella, and then The Anti-Boyfriend. Or you can read The Anti-Boyfriend first. You don't have to. None of the characters in these books are in this one, but that's how I read it, duh, because this one has just come out. But yeah, so good. I think you guys are gonna love it. If you love guys with babies, if you love friends to lovers, if you love neighbor trope, yeah, if you love the neighbor trope, if you love cute, funny, strong, independent heroines, this. If you love witty, mean, funny neighbors down the hall, this. Not him, but there's another character. And if you just like love a good story that's not just one thing, it's so many levels this book is. I highly recommend this book. The Anti-Boyfriend by Penelope Ward is phenomenal. The backstories with both of these characters were heartbreaking and real and tough, and they just made, you hear their backstories and then you're like, that is how this strong character was built. Like, it is so insane. Like, she does backstories so well, you don't even expect it, and then you read it and you're like, wow, okay, that's like, yes, amazing. And the tension between these 2, like, the tension between these 2 guys, like, very intense. I was sitting there like, okay, I was on my phone on Kindle, but anyway, pretend this is that. I was like this. Like, it was so good. She just builds tension and builds tension and builds tension until you can't build no more. And those scenes were also so good. I love this book. I highly recommend it. If you want a great read to end your August and begin your September, The Anti-Boyfriend by Penelope Ward. Not sponsored. I don't think that happens. But I'm being real. If you guys enjoyed this spoiler-free review of The Anti-Boyfriend by Penelope Ward, and I really hope that you guys all go get it on Kindle, on Amazon, on anywhere. I really think it's anywhere that you can find books. It is so good, and I really hope that you read it, and let me know below what your thoughts are on it, or hit me up on one of my social medias, Instagram, Bookaholic Shay, Twitter, the Rex Ross. Hit me up anywhere, and I will totally talk to you about this book because it was so, so, so good. And yes, I hope you all have an amazing day, amazing night, wherever you are in the world. I hope it's amazing. Love you so much. Bye.